Mr. Beak's math class. Mr. Beak's math class. Yeah! Woo!
All right, thanks for joining me, Mr. Beak. We're going to learn a lot today on solving multi-step equations. We're going to spend one more day on it, though, just because it's really important. You got to get it
That's a
down.
good
Okay?
point.
First off, moral of the story is we want to get x all by itself. And so if there's like terms, we got to combine those together.
Boring.
But always the goal is to, I like to draw like this line down the middle, invisible line. That one's a little bit off. I'm going to shift it. There we go. But what is my goal? My goal is to get the x all by itself. X equals a number. And so in this case, I got a bunch of stuff on this side. I got to move it over to that other side to get the x all by itself. Okay?
This guy
And so
thinks he's
That's
so
sometimes
cool.
we have like terms. And so if we can combine those, my new line, we want to do that. So we have 7x minus 3x. 7 minus 3 is 4. So if I have the x's with it, same thing, except 4x. Minus 8 equals 24. Okay? Now, remember PEMDAS? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. When we're solving problems, we want to always go in that way. But when we're solving equations, we're actually working backwards, which would mean the addition subtraction is first. So if you're looking on this problem right here, 4x minus 8, do you see any minuses or pluses? I see a minus right there. Okay? That means that I need to do the inverse operation, which is plus 8. Okay? And I'm fair and I'm equal, and I'm doing that to both sides. So I have 4x equals 32. Okay? Last but not least, I got to divide by 4 because dividing is the inverse operation of timesing. And so I'm going to get a nice, cool 8 as my answer. All right? Hopefully that was making sense to you. I'm going to erase it. If you ever need to, I'm trying to go fast here just so that I can fit a whole bunch of problems in without it being like 100 minutes long, because that's not what my goal is to make a lot of problems for you. It's just to be the most help that I can. And so if you need to slow down, just do that, or just rewind and watch it again. Okay? I'm going to do number 4, and then I'm going to move on. All right, which side are the x's on in number 4? They are on the right side here. But we don't have to be scared because x equals a number is the same thing as a number equals x. We just got to find what that is, okay? Do you see any like terms? I do. 5 minus 2, that's 3x. Plus 7 equals 20, okay? And so when I do that, what do I always do first? When I'm solving equations, I do addition, subtraction first. I see a plus 7, that means I'm minus 7. And so I'm going to get 13 on this half, and I'm going to get 3x on that half. Okay? And the inverse operation of timesing is dividing. So I'm going to divide by 3. And you might be thinking, I thought they were all going to be whole numbers. Well, they're not in this case, right? We'll just keep it as 13/3. Trust yourself, trust your math steps. And then you know if you did the right steps, which we did, every step, that was the right 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 step, you'll get the right answer. Okay, so 13/3. All right, I'm going to move on to the next slide, which is distributive property. Okay, now if you remember distributive property, not too difficult, right? It's just 3 times this x and 3 times that 7. Okay, well that's going to give me 3x plus 21, right? And in this case, I have equals 21. And so we always want to do that at the very, very first step that we can. Okay, and now we're back to our PEMDAS in backwards order, which means if I have a plus, I got to minus it. So I'm always going to minus things first. I'm going to get 3x equals, what is 21 minus 21? If I had $21 and I spent it all, I'd have nothing. I'd be broke. So 3x equals 0. Still a number. Trust yourself. That is a number. That is the answer. So when we divide by 3, we're going to get, I'll just continue this line down here and cheat. 0 divided by 3 is the number 0. Okay? If you're not sure, just go plug back in 0 there. 3 times 0 plus 7 is 21. You know, so I mean, it always works out, and you can always double check, make sure your answer is right. Okay? All right, I'm going to do one more, and I'm going to do number 7 just because that has a negative and a fraction. What in the world's going on there? Well, one step at a time. Also, if you have a calculator, just use that, okay? So hopefully these numbers work out nice. All right, but negative 3/5 times x, let's just negative 3/5 x. No problem. And negative 3/5 times 1, well, what's anything times 1? Just that the same anything, right? So we're going to have this, okay? And you might be seeing, I wish I had a little bit more room. Sorry, I'm going to try to squish it in here. But I still have to do the adding and subtracting first. So how do I get rid of negative 3/5? Well, it's simple. I just add 3/5, right? And if I do that to this side, I'm going to cancel it, okay? I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to move this all the way over there so I just have a little bit more space. I should have planned that a little bit better, but I'm going to get 3/5 negative x equals, and that's going to be 9 and 3/5, okay? Now, if you did 9 as fifths, it's going to be 45 fifths, right? So really, I'm going to have 48 fifths, okay? Just punch it on a calculator. I'm just doing this mental math, so it's a little bit more challenging. But that was kind of easier than writing 9 and 3/5 or something, you know what I mean? And it'll be easier on the calculator. So anyways, last one now. If I have negative 3/5 times x, what is the inverse of times? It is divide. So we divide by negative 3/5. Divide by negative 3/5. Okay? And what's going to happen is that's going to cancel. And this is going to give me, this is mental math. I'm not even using it on a calculator, but I think it's going to be negative 16. Okay? So if you're at your home and you're checking that and I got the wrong answer, I apologize. Trust me, I know how to do math. Just sometimes I make mistakes too. All right, so rewind that and slow it down if you need. We're going to do one last problem. It's going to be this guy right here, okay? Let's try it. This is kind of a combo of both those. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just rewrite it right here. 8x plus 3, 12 minus 7x equals 49, okay? So if I had that, my writing in blue, and I wanted to get x all by itself, right? Well, there's certain steps I have to follow, and I have to get the distributive stuff gone, okay? Eventually, my goal is to be x equals something, because all the x's are on this side, okay? Well,
That's a
I
good
have
point.
to distribute, okay? So you have to do that times that first. So 3 times 12 is going to give me 36. 3 times negative 7, careful on that minus, is going to be negative 21x, right? But then I didn't do anything with this 8x, so that's just going to drop down. I didn't do anything with that or that, so those just drop down. If you don't use them, just drop them, okay? Do you guys see any like terms here? If I'm looking, I think I do. I think I see an 8x minus
This guy
21x.
thinks he's so cool.
8x minus 21x. Get your calculators out or get your thinking caps on. That's negative 13x. I like to combine those first and then just copy the, plus minus stuff equals down. If you wanted to, you could have minus 36 first and just done that right there. That's totally fine. Okay, I'm going to do that step right here though.
Boring.
Okay, I like to get it to this two-step equation, normal looking one. Okay, but anyways, if I do that, I get negative 13x equals, oh, this was going to work out nice. I like it when they do that. Equals a whole number 13. So when I divide it by negative 13, I'm going to get a whole number of negative 1. Yes! Easy math. I'm glad we're learning. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. Take care.
Mr. Beak's math class. Mr. Beak's math class.